In this session we will discuss about a problem based on moment of inertia. So here is the question. Find out the moment of inertia about the centroidal x-axis and y-axis for the given figure. So you can see this diagram. This is an unsymmetrical section. So according to the question, we have to find out the moment of inertia about the centroidal x-axis and y-axis. That means first we have to calculate the centroid. Suppose I am drawing one x-axis and y-axis here. I am naming this as the x-axis and this is as y. Suppose the centroid is lying at this point. Okay. So this x-axis is our centroidal x-axis and this y-axis is our centroidal y-axis. So we have to calculate our moment of inertia about this x-axis and about this y-axis. So first of all we have to calculate the centroid. That means we have to find out the locus of the centroid. That means we have to find out the x bar, that is the distance of the centroid from the y-axis, and the y bar, that is the distance of the centroid from the x-axis. So in order to find out the x bar, I have taken this left surface, leftmost surface, this one as the reference line, and in order to find out this y bar, I have taken this bottommost surface as the reference line. Okay, so you know that in the formula for the x bar is a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2 if there are two sections. So I am dividing this entire figure into two sections. Suppose this is our section 1 and this is our section 2. Okay. So this a1 is the area of the section 1. Now this a2 is the area of the section 2. This x1 is the distance of the midpoint of the section 1 from this reference line along the x-axis. Okay, so you can see this table. In this table I have already mentioned the value of a1, a2, x1, x2, y1, y2 and then our x bar and y bar. So a1 is the area of the section 1, that is dimension of the section 1 is given, that is 20 into 100, that is our 2000. Now what is the value of x1? x1 is the distance between the reference line and the midpoint of the section 1 along x-axis. That means the distance will be up to this. So this distance will be how much? That is 20 by 2, that is 10. Now come to a2. a2 is the area of the section 2. That means this is our section 2, this section 2. Okay. So here the area will be how much? That is 20 into up to this portion we have taken. So this will be how much? This is entire section is 80. So 80 minus this distance is 20 because this is 20. So this distance will be 20. So this distance, suppose I am naming this P and Q. So this PQ will be how much? That is 80 minus 20 equals to 60. So the area will be how much? That is 20 into 60, that is 1200. Now come to x2. x2 is the distance between this reference line and the midpoint of the section 2 along the x-axis. So we have to find out this distance, that is our x2. So x2 will be how much? This distance is up to this is 20 and this distance will be how much? That is 60 by 2. So x2 will be how much? That is 20 plus 60 by 2, that is 20 plus 30, that is 50. Okay. So when you will put the value of a1, x1, a2, x2 in this formula, you will get the value of x bar. That is 25 mm we will get for this question. Okay. So now come to y bar. So for y bar I have taken this bottommost line as our reference line. So from this bottommost line I have to find out the distance of the centroid, that is our y bar. So the formula for y bar is also a1 y1 plus a2 y2 divided by a1 plus a2. So a1 a2 is 2000 and 1200. Now come to y1 and y2. What is y1? y1 is the distance between the reference line and the midpoint of the section 1 along y-axis. So we have to find out this distance. This will be how much? That is 100 by 2. That is 50. That is our y1. Now come to y2. y2 is the distance between the reference line and the midpoint of the section 2 along y-axis. So this distance will be how much? That is 20 by 2, 10 mm. So when you will put the value of a1, y1, a2, y2 in this equation, you will get the value of y bar, that is 35 mm. Okay. So this is all about the centroid. Now come to the moment of inertia. Okay. So first we will discuss about the moment of inertia about the x-axis. Okay, centroidal x-axis. Suppose I am naming this HIX. This is the moment of inertia about the centroidal x-axis for the entire section. But we have divided the entire section into two parts. That is our section 1 and this is section 2. So this Ix will be summation of Ix1 plus Ix2. What is Ix1? Ix1 is the moment of inertia about the centroidal x-axis for the section 1. And what is Ix2? Ix2 is the moment of inertia for the section 2 about the centroidal x-axis. Okay. So first of all, see how to find out the Ix1. So you know about the parallel axis theorem. That is, parallel axis theorem states that if we put the parallel axis theorem in this question for Ix1, it will become Ig1 plus A1 H1 square. Okay, so here what is Ig1? Ig1 is the moment of inertia of the section 1 about the axis passing through its centroid. Okay, so let us calculate the value of Ig1. So Ig1 will be how much? That is, we have to find out the moment of inertia for the section 1 about the axis passing through its centroid and that is parallel to x-axis. Suppose this is the axis that is passing through the centroid of the section 1 and it is also this axis. This dotted line, the axis that is also parallel to x-axis. So about this axis, what will be the moment of inertia for the section 1? That is, it is a rectangle, so we will put the formula b d cube by 12. So the value will be how much? That is 20 into the depth is 100. So 100 cube divided by 12. Okay. After solving this, we will get the value of Ig1. So it will be nearly 1.667 into 10 to the power 6 mm4 because all the dimensions are given in mm. Now come to A1. A1 already we have find out, that is area of the section 1. Now come to H1. Okay. So since we are calculating the Ix1 here, that means it is the moment of inertia about the centroidal x-axis. So since our moment of inertia is the product of area and the perpendicular distance about the axis about which we are finding out the moment of inertia. So for here, since we are calculating the moment of inertia for x-axis now, so the perpendicular distance we have to take the y bar. Okay, so here the h1 will be what? This is the distance between our y bar and y1. Okay, so we have already found out the value of y bar and y1. The value of y bar is 35, y1 is 50. So the value of h1 will be how much? That is equals to 50 minus 35, that is equals to 15 mm. So now we have the value of Ig1, we have the value of A1 and H1. So now put all these values in the Ix1. that we can get the value of Ix1. So after putting all these value, the value of Ix1 will be equals to 2.117 into 10 to the power 6 mm4. Okay, so we got the value of Ix1. Similarly for Ix2, again we will use the parallel axis theorem. So here this will be equals to Ig2 plus A2 H2 square. Okay, so what is Ig2? Ig2 is the moment of inertia of the section 2 about the axis passing through its centroid, and that axis is parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so here what will be the value of Ig2 for this section? Let's focus here, this section. For this section we have to calculate the moment of inertia. So here this is 20 and this is our 60. So the value of Ig2 will be how much? That is our 60 into 20 cube divided by 12. We are putting the formula for a rectangle, for the moment of inertia of a rectangle. Now what is the value of A2? A2 we have already calculated, that is 1200. Now what is H2? H2 is the distance between our y bar and y2. So the distance is how much? This is 35 minus 10, that is equals to 25. Okay, so now we have the value of Ig2, A2 and H2. Okay, so if we put all these values, then we will get the value of Ix2, that is equals to 0.79 into 10 to the power 6 mm4. Okay, so this is the value of Ix1, this is the value of Ix2. So here Ix is what? It is the summation of Ix1 and Ix2. So if we add these Ix1 and Ix2, we will get the value of Ix, that is . So now Ix equals to Ix1 plus Ix2, that is equals to 2.907 into 10 to the power 6 mm4. Okay, so this is the answer for this question, that is the moment of inertia about the centroidal x-axis. Now come to the moment of inertia about the centroidal y-axis. Okay, so that means we have to find out now the Iy. Just the same process we will follow that we have followed for Ix. So Iy will be the summation of Iy1 plus Iy2. Okay, so let us first find out what is the value of Iy1, then we will go for the Iy2. Okay. So here also we will use the parallel axis theorem. For Iy1 it will be Ig3 I am writing plus A1 H3 square. Okay, so what is Ig3? Ig3 is the moment of inertia of the section 1 about an axis passing through its centroid, and the axis will be parallel to y-axis. That means, suppose this is our section 1. So if the axis is passing like this is the, suppose this axis is passing through the centroid and it is also parallel to y-axis. So now we have to find out the moment of inertia for the section 1 about this axis. So about this axis the moment of inertia will be how much? That is equals to how much? This is 100 into 20 cube divided by 12. Okay, so A1 is the area of the section 1 that is 2000. Now what is h3? Here h3 is the perpendicular distance for the axis about which we are calculating the moment of inertia. So here, since we are calculating about y axis, so here the perpendicular distance will come in the x direction. So here h3 will be the distance between x bar, our x bar, and x1. So the distance will be how much? That is 25, because x bar is 25 and x1 is 10. So the distance will be 15. So now we have the value of Ig3, A1 and H3. If we put this value, we will get the value of Iy1, that is Iy1 will be equals to 0.517 into 10 to the power 6 mm4. Okay. Now come to Iy2. Just the same way we will find out the Iy2, that is Ig4 plus A2 H4 square. So what is Ig4? Ig4 is the moment of inertia for the section 2 about an axis passing through the centroid of the section, and that axis is parallel to the y axis. So this is our section 2. Suppose here the centroid is lying and the axis is passing like this. So the Ig2 is the moment of inertia about this axis, and this axis is also parallel to y axis. So we have to find out the moment of inertia about this axis for the section 2. So what will be the moment of inertia? That is 20 into 60 cube, because this is our 60, this length is 60, and we have considered this rectangle as our section 2. So 20 into 60 cube divided by 12, and now come to H4, because A2 we already found, that is A2 equals to 1200. Now H4 is the distance between our y bar and y2. So the distance is how much? That is 25. So after putting the value of Ig4, A2 and H4 in this equation, we will get the value of Iy2. So Iy2 will be equals to 1.11 into 10 to the power 6 mm4. Okay. So Iy is the summation of Iy1 and Iy2. So if we add these two values, that is the value of Iy1 and the value of Iy2, we will get the value of Iy. So Iy equals to Iy1 plus Iy2. So the value of Iy equals to how much? That is 1.627 into 10 to the power 6 mm4. Okay. So now we got the value of Iy, that is the moment of inertia about this centroidal y axis. Thank you.